But there are people screaming out there about the cost of living. So Prime Minister Anthony Albanese has called an emergency meeting in Canberra on Wednesday of all his MPs to talk about what to do.
What we'll be looking at, of course, is the advice that we've received about how we can take pressure off cost of living for people who are doing it tough without putting pressure on inflation. But we are already very significant contributors to the Ukrainian efforts to defend their sovereignty and to defend their democracy. We have been very clear with measures of economic support in order to continue to put that downward pressure on inflation. If you were just to distribute additional cash to people, you potentially make inflation worse.
To help Ukraine defend itself,
Australia will today announce an additional $100 million of military support. We will provide an additional 14 armoured personnel carriers, an additional 20 Bushmasters,
in order to continue to put that downward pressure on inflation.
What we'll be looking at, of course, is the advice that we've received about how we can take pressure off cost of living for people who are doing it tough without putting pressure on inflation.
Look, that's all very good, but didn't Albanese boast in the election campaign just a year and a half ago that he already had a plan to cut our cost of living?
They didn't have a plan then, and they don't have much of a plan now.
What can you do to actually reduce the cost of lettuce and even on a day like Mother's Day, the cost of flowers? Mr Albanese.
Well, what you can do is provide an additional $15 million in humanitarian assistance for civilians in Gaza. This adds to the $10 million Australia has already committed.
In order to continue to put that downward pressure on inflation.
More money!
But it's just an example of how the government spends our money.
The truth is that
I'd like to become the first insect politician.
Wasn't that lovely?
Either he doesn't know or he thinks the Australian people are so stupid that he'll get away with answers like that.
we also want to help more Australians live in their own home.
Can you smell that? What is that? Sheep, is it? It's cows? No, I know what it is. It's bullshit.
A great example of us providing cost of living relief, and we need a better government.